informales. Y aquí tenemos un handout y está en D2L también. Puedes ver la lección. ¿Dónde está? Aquí está en lección 11, estructura familiar commands. Y tienes los mandatos informales. Aquí puedes ver el handout, ¿ok? O la lección. Aquí tengo las notas que voy a usar. Ok, vamos a esta página. Ok, aquí están los mandatos informales. Ok, primero hablamos de un mandato. ¿Qué es un mandato? Ok, no es una oración. Pues sí, es una oración. Pero no es simplemente una oración in itself, not a sentence. It's a command. Okay, you're telling someone to do something. We could look at it as order, a command, okay? Los mandatos informales son para las personas para las cuales usamos tú, okay? Es familiar o informal, okay? Bueno, y para estos verbos, para usar un verbo en el mandato informal, usamos esto. Ok, primero, hay que saber que es diferente aquí, affirmative, positive commands, y aquí es diferente. Ok, so let's start on this side. Positivos, affirmative to commands. Ok, aquí tenemos los verbos de AR. Todos los verbos de AR en el mandato informal toman a, habla, canta, juega. That should look familiar. Okay, have we seen habla before? It's the same as él habla, right? So if we say él habla español, or we could say habla español. So la diferencia, we're saying he speaks Spanish. Oración. Habla español. Mandato, do it. Speak Spanish. Okay? But we see that the form to create the informal command, you use the same form as el presente. Okay? So for hablar, habla. Cantar, canta. Jugar, juega. Okay? Y aquí los verbos de igual, come, escribe, pide. Okay? Es igual, el presente. Okay? And by context, you will know, hey, this is a command. I'm not saying he speaks Spanish. I'm saying you speak it. Okay? Speak Spanish. Habla español. Okay? But if I were to say don't speak English, we're not going to use no habla. No hables. So we'll get there in a second. But negatives are different. Okay? So we're only on affirmative so far. So AR verbs, affirmative, they take an A. Just like el and el presente. Okay? These guys, your ERIRs, take the E just like el presente. Now, tenemos muchos verbos irregulares. Okay? Como decir es di. El mandato informal es di. Repiten. Decir di. Haz, ve, pon, oye, sal, sé, ten, ven, sabe. Okay. So, para las formas irregulares hay que memorizar. Well, not that. Hay que memorizar los irregulares. Okay. So when you're thinking informal commands and you see decir in your brain, it should go to di. Okay? Por ejemplo, di la verdad. Tell the truth. Dime el secreto. Tell me the secret. Or dímelo. Si ya sabemos secreto, dímelo. Tell it to me. Tell me the secret or tell it to me. So with pronouns, we can use pronouns and we have to attach them to your affirmative commands. So you would say, dile la verdad. Tell him the truth. Tell her the truth. Okay. Léela, por favor. Read it, please. Póntelos. Okay, put them on you. Now, cuando tenemos dos pronombres, es necesario acento. Okay, think about your accent rules. Scroll down for a second. Let's review some accent rules. There's two major rules for emphasis and accent rules. They are, number one, if a word ends in an N, an S, or a vowel, they have a natural emphasis on the next to last syllable. Okay. Numero dos. All others, words ending in consonants, obviously not these two, have a natural emphasis on the last syllable. Okay? So, these guys, natural emphasis here. These guys on the last. Okay, so going back up here, if we have, let's just take dime. Dime. Rule number one. So your natural emphasis is here. And dime. That is how you hear it, but also di, la verdad. We want to keep the emphasis where it was before we add it. So dime, natural emphasis here, we're good. Let's go to dímelo. Dímelo tells us that your natural emphasis is going to be on the next to last, making it here. So we would say dímelo. Dímelo, if you just hear dímelo, you don't recognize the verb we're trying to say. We're trying to say di. We want to hear di, it to me. Okay, so dímelo, necesitamos acento. Okay, we'll do a lesson on accents later, but hopefully that'll help you. If we're adding one to a single one, you don't need an accent, but if we add two pronouns to a single syllable irregular command, you will always have an accent. Okay, so if we have pon la ropa en la lavadora. Pon la ropa en la lavadora. You're going to have put it, ponla. Ponla. Acento. Ponla. Está bien. But if we change and say para mí, put it in the washing machine for me, would be ponmela. But this says ponmela. We want ponmela. Acento. Okay, so I hope that helps with accents. But, so on this side, we have Affirmative to commands take the el form in the present, okay? Excepto con los irregulares. Hay que memorizar. Commands have to attach. Okay? Now, negative to commands son completamente diferentes. Okay? No es la forma el del presente. Okay? En este lado, negative to commands, empezamos con la forma yo del presente. Okay? Por ejemplo, hablar. La forma yo del presente es hablo. Okay, so we start here, and then after that, we take this and we add es. Okay, so you start at the yo form and you add an opposite vowel, an s. Okay, so hablar, we have to go to opposite. Opposite of an a is going to be an e. So no hables is your command. Cantar, start at canto, take it opposite vowel, no cantes. Jugar, no juegues. Okay, you have to start with that yo form to get your stem changers. Perdón. Because if you start at the infinitive, you'll come up with jugues. But we have to go juego and then opposite vowel. Now, aquí con jugar, we see that the negative to commands. Okay, so this side again, let me just review. We start at yo in the present and we add opposite vowel for your ARs. For your ER, IR, your opposite vowel is going to be AS. Okay, so no comas, no escribas, no pidas. Now, you have to start here at the yo of the present. That'll get your stem change. Okay, jugar is a good example. Also, jugar is a good example of you have these guys here. I wrote it backwards. I normally go cargar sar. But these get a spelling change because if you go fuego, AR verb goes ES, so our command is going to be that. But if you go that route, you say juegues. We want it to sound like jugar. Remember the preter, when these go jugué, here we have to do that too. Okay, so no es juegues, es juegues. Sacar is going to be saco. Opposite vowel is going to be saques. That would be saces. No, we have to go saques. No saques la basura. Now, here, as with negative, usted commands direct object pronouns, direct, indirect, and reflexive precede. We haven't learned these yet. We haven't learned negative usted. You will get there. This book switches it up, and I kind of like it because you get keeping the same vowel. Affirmative, you keep the same vowel. Negative, opposite vowel. Okay, so you'll get there later, but if what I wanted to point out is your pronoun precedes it. So affirmatives you attach. Negative, it comes in front. So no lo mires. No les escribas. No te levantes. Okay? Una cosa más. Your irregulars here son dar, ir, ser, haber, estar y saber. So dar, you don't start with doy to get your irregular. You get hay que memorizar. Just like here we're memorizing with the irregulars, here you have to memorize as well. So dar, no des, no vayas, no seas, no haya, no estés y no sepas. Ok, repasamos con los mandatos informales. One more time. Si son affirmative, positive commands, están aquí. AR verbs. Habla, canta, juega. Ir, come, escribe, pide. Todos toman la forma de él en el presente. ¿Ok? Los irregulares que hay que memorizar están aquí. Días, ve, pon, oye, sal, se, ten, ven, sabe. ¿Ok? I don't know why these are here. Those really aren't irregular. So we're going to take those out. Días, ve, pon, se, sal, ten, ven. You can do them like the chime. Días, ve, pon, se, sal, ten, ven. Student came up with that. Okay, so those are your positives. Your negatives, again, sorry, one more thing. Your pronoun with these attached. Negatives start at the yo of the present, and then they take opposite vowel, and you add an S. Okay, so here, hablar, we go to L form, el habla, that's your command, easy enough. Habla. Habla más despacio, por favor. We can make it nicer with a por favor. And then here, you start at hablo, and then we add opposite vowel S, and you have your command. No hables. No escribas en verde. Okay. Y también hay que memorizar los irregulares. Here we have our dishes to remember. And then lastly, pronouns attach here, go in front here. Okay, that's your lesson. It's very important you do lots of practice with this lesson.